of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man to go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queens.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
I'm
Queen.
getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
In my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Reeses Monkey.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin? hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X to my jeans and I got...
This is the sound of famous fun.
All right, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. All right, so as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. If you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, let's see who's in here. Hold on, I'm uploading something real quick or downloading something. Okay, there we go. All right. Pearly is here, Juju B, Courtney J, Brand Slayer TV, Desmond, Nessie X, All Hell No, Emperor Rex. Shout out to my moderators. All right, OG Patrice is in the house. All right, Latasha, I see you, beloved. So let's get into it. Shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. Now I see 200 people. Hey, G from the land, Sandra, Latasha, Carlton. The Real China Doll, Wavy though, Mr. Elevation, Reggie is black, Capricornus. Okay, so Sugar Mama's in the house. Beautiful sunrises and sunsets is here. Okay, so listen, I see 203 people in the chat. Let's get the lights to match. YSN Pedro is up in here and so is Scoop. Okay, so let's talk about it. It's all nefarious. Please trust me when I tell you. Now, this story is very sad and despicable. Let me put the victim's picture up on the screen. See this little baby right here? Hey, Eduardo. This baby, Red Wine Entertainment, is here in Pearly. Now, this baby is now deceased thanks to the father's girlfriend. Now, she poisoned this baby. This is what she did. She was left alone with the baby. Woman accused of murdering boyfriend's daughter, 18 months old, by feeding her batteries and acetone. This is all so sad. Alicia Owens' phone, her history in her phone allegedly revealed that she sought information about products that were poisonous to kids and how to pass a polygraph test. So incriminating web searches have led to a Pennsylvania woman facing charges in relation to the death of her boyfriend's 18-month-old child, who was fed acetone, batteries, and a screw. Alicia Owens, age 20, is charged with criminal homicide in connection with the death of the toddler, identified as Iris Alfera. Okay, this is what the Pennsylvania Attorney General's office said in a press release. They said on June the 25th of 2023, Iris was found unresponsive in the Newcastle, Pennsylvania home of her father, where Owens also lived. Now, the child was then admitted to a hospital in critical condition and died 4 days later of organ failure. At the time of Iris's death, a medical examiner determined that it was the result of fatal levels of acetone in her blood and ruled it a homicide. Now, medical experts concluded that the toddler had ingested the acetone, a common ingredient in nail polish remover, just prior to her hospitalization. Prosecutors also alleged that Iris ingested 20 water beads, several button-shaped batteries, and a small screw in the months leading up to her death. All of this stuff was still in her system, these batteries and these water beads. Now, and they say Owens had searched online about the harm that beads and batteries can cause children before the 18-month-old had swallowed them. So it's obvious she did it. And when the father had come home, he went to the store and she was there with the child. And when he was at the store, she called him and said that something's wrong with your daughter. So he rushed back home and then she tells him that the child fell off the bed or something and bumped her head. Some lie she told. Now, Owens had been researching harmful household products ever since February, using phrases like beauty products that are poisonous to kids and medications leading to cause accidental poisoning deaths in children. She also searched how to pass a polygraph test, and they said the details of this case are heartbreaking. It is hard to fathom someone taking deliberate steps to harm a completely helpless child. Now, they then misled the investigators about what happened. Now, they say it went on. The investigator shows that for months, The defendant conducted meticulous research on how certain substances harm children. She then allegedly acted on her findings. They say the prosecutor's office will never stop working to hold individuals accountable who knowingly put the lives of others, especially vulnerable children, at risk. Now, also in the release, Newcastle Police Department Chief Robert Salem said that Iris's death has brought pain, sadness, and anger to the community. I'm sure it has. And she done killed this poor little baby. This is all crazy, honey. But anyway, I'm going to show you all the video of her being arrested. And they're going to really stick it to her, okay? They're going to really stick it to her. Because she killed that little baby, and she's one of us. Please pay attention. Now, she looks like she could be biracial. But at the end of the day, honey, she's going down for the count.
Watch Kevin.
Sorry, wrong video. Hold on. She's going down for the count.
Exclusive video of Alicia Owens after the Newcastle Police Department and State Attorney General's office arrested her this morning. In June, police say first responders were called to this home along Electric Street for an unresponsive 18-month-old baby, Iris Jacoby Alfera. According to the criminal complaint, Owens was alone with the baby as Iris's dad went to the store. Owens claimed the baby fell off the bed, but doctors suspected her injuries were the result of child abuse. Iris was flown to Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh, where she died a few days later. Since then, her family and the community has been pushing for answers and justice.
It angered us. A lot of people in the community were angry. They wanted immediate justice. Our job is to get it right.
The Allegheny County Medical Examiner's Office discovered Iris died from acetone poisoning. Before she died, investigators say Owens researched online information on household products that could seriously harm or kill a child, including water beads, batteries, and nail polish. Months before Iris's death, police say the baby was hospitalized after swallowing several water beads, batteries, and a metal screw.
We believe the water beads and batteries were one of her attempts at harming the child.
Owens' searches included beauty products that are poisonous to kids and medications leading to cause accidental poisoning deaths in children. Neighbors were shocked.
That's a shame what she did. It doesn't make any sense what she did.
I'm Jillian Hartman reporting in Newcastle, Pennsylvania.
Also sad. Absolutely sad and despicable that someone would do something like that to a little child. She's toasted other female inmates are going to let her have it. Yes, absolutely. And she's going to get a life sentence, okay? She's going to get a life sentence. I don't know what she was thinking. First of all, it just goes to show how much hate and vitriol she had for that child. And I'll bet you that the entire time that she was dealing with this guy and the child's coming to visit, she was pretending she loved it right in front of him. I guarantee you. This is all so nefarious. Pauline says she looks like a child herself. Yes, she really does look young for her age, but they say she's 20. She's 20 years old. It's all crazy. She was probably jealous of the child. That's for number one. Probably just straight up jealous. Now let's talk about these thugs. Let me put their pictures on the screen. These 4 gang members. Let's get into it. Here they go. These thugs right here say his grandmama had to feel it. 4 gang members who killed an innocent woman taking out trash in a murder for hire plot have been sentenced to life. Let's talk about it. Sentenced to life, and rightfully so. Now, Lillian Bond, a caretaker and longtime hospital worker, was taking out the trash at her home when she was gunned down nearly a decade ago in an indiscriminate murder for hire plot. And finally this week, her killers were sentenced to spend the rest of their lives in prison. Now, in court records reviewed Tuesday, a federal judge in North Carolina sentenced gang members Jaquake Simpson, age 39, Landis Jackson, 39, Caleb Shipman, age 36, and Nelson Evans, age 33, to life in prison for their roles in the criminal enterprise that left Bond, age 59, deceased in broad daylight in 2016. They say the plan, according to court records reviewed by Law and Crime, was hatched that April when Simpson was shorted roughly $81,000 for 2 kilograms of cocaine during a deal. Now, a jury found in May that Simpson recruited Jackson to his side to retaliate against the man that shorted them. And that was Brandon Williams. Together, the duo hired Shipman, a member of the 9 Trey Gangsters Blood Gang in Greensboro, North Carolina, as well as Evans, to kill someone and in effect everyone. They saw them emerging from Williams' home, and they said they wanted them all dead to send a message. Now, they were to be paid $10,000 for each person that they killed at Williams' home. Bond prosecutor said was Williams' aunt. Killed his own aunt. This is all crazy. She was emerging from the... Oh, I'm sorry. No. This was somebody who was related to Williams, not Williams killed her. But anyway, she was emerging from the Williams home in Virginia on April the 19th of 2016 when Shipman and Evans rolled past in a Lexus they had driven from North Carolina, and Evans then opened fire. With her dead, they drove off. And then that same night, according to court records, Shipman posted a picture of himself on social media with the message that said, "Eat food, seafood, or be food." You see how these fools be out here snitching on themselves? And I'm glad, because they need to be exactly where they are, headed to prison. Now, that same night, evidence also showed Shipman searching the Facebook page of Lillian Bond's daughter. A week later, Simpson told a fellow gang member of Brandon Williams's his grandma had to fill it, and they caught the lady taking out the trash. See, this is why these gang members are so detrimental. Now elders are out here getting killed because these thugs are trying to retaliate against one of their rivals. Shipman asked Jackson for more bloody work less than a month later and sent him a coded message. It said, "If you give me 2 more eggs, I'll scramble the situation for breakfast." Who doesn't know that street talk? That's code in street talk. Now, Shipman would be arrested on unrelated drug charges around this same time, but kept talking to Jackson about the hit that killed Bond. And prosecutors said records showed him discussing Williams still holding a grudge. Now, the Justice Department said Simpson, a.k.a. Quay, was charged with continuing a criminal enterprise, murder while engaged in continuing a criminal enterprise, narcotics conspiracy, murder while engaged in a drug trafficking conspiracy, distribution of cocaine, use of a firearm resulting in a death, conspiracy to commit murder for hire, and murder for hire. Pay attention to how they stack the charges, because if you're getting charged with murder for hire, you're also getting charged with conspiracy to commit murder for hire. They are going down for the count, as they should. Okay, now the life sentences were mandatory based on these crimes. Bond, according to the Virginia pilot, worked as a housekeeping supervisor at the Children's Hospital of the King's Daughter for 20 years. She had no idea her nephew was caught up in a life of crime. Bond's niece, Precious Hill, told the outlet this week after the sentencing that the hardest thing is knowing that she did not deserve this and that they are not remorseful. I just pray for the healing of our family. But you still, despite all of this, have people talking about they don't snitch. Talking about they don't snitch. I find it all so nefarious. Okay, Wayne World said they double billing them, shaking my head. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Eveline said, that sounds like it's near me, Queen. Exactly what city is it going on there? Honey, I couldn't tell you at the end of the day. I know it's nefarious, I'll tell you that much. But so anyway, let's continue. Now let's talk about this prison guard. What the F is this? Former prison guard ran over girlfriend's husband after he caught them together at a park. Please make this make sense. You gonna kill someone over their own wife? That's the thug right there. Now, a 33-year-old former prison guard in New Mexico has been arrested for allegedly killing the husband of a woman with whom he was having an affair. See how cheating is so dangerous and can literally cost somebody their lives? For all of those of you who are out there lying and cheating, please pay attention. Okay, they were having an affair, using his truck to intentionally run over the man as his wife looked on in horror. Christopher Facey was taken into custody on Saturday and charged with 1 count each of second-degree murder, accident involving death, and homicide by vehicle in the slaying of Guadalupe Maldonado, according to the officers. Now, according to a news release from the Albuquerque Police Department, Facey met up with Maldonado's wife in the parking lot of a dog park, dog food, in a dog park in the 5700 block of Bogart Street Northwest. This was late Friday evening. Now, police say that Facey was in a relationship with a woman who is married, and they had met at the park. They say they were sitting in his black Nissan Titan truck when her husband, Guadalupe Maldonado, drove up with his friends and confronted the woman. Now, the woman said she told Facey to leave, but Maldonado stepped in front of the truck. Facey accelerated and struck Maldonado, running him over with the truck. This is all so sad. After running down Maldonado in his truck, Facey allegedly fled the scene. Maldonado's wife told authorities that she and her husband's friend picked up Maldonado's body and placed him in the back of her truck. They drove him to the urgent care facility located on Coors Boulevard for treatment. Unfortunately, Maldonado succumbed to his wounds shortly after arriving at the facility. He was pronounced deceased before midnight. So, homicide detectives on Saturday morning at about 8 a.m. caught up with Facey at a residence in the 10,000 block of Shauna Court Northwest and placed him under arrest. Facey was then booked into the Metropolitan Detention Center, now the same facility where he used to be employed as a prison guard. Please pay attention. He's currently being held without bond. A copy of the criminal complaint obtained by the Albuquerque Journal provided additional details regarding Maldonado's death. According to the report, Maldonado's wife spoke to police about the incident and immediately identified Facey as the suspect. She said that she and Facey had been colleagues for more than 2 years while they worked together at MDC. Maldonado's wife reportedly said that she and Facey had not seen each other since November of 2023, when he called and asked if they could meet up at the dog park. Now, the wife reportedly said that she only met up with Facey because she was going to end things with him. A short while after they arrived at the park, the two were talking about their jobs and their futures when Maldonado and the other man suddenly pulled into the parking lot. His wife reportedly told police that Maldonado approached the driver's side of the vehicle, opened the door, and said, "What the F is this?" According to the wife, she reportedly got out of the vehicle and told Facey to leave, which is when Maldonado allegedly got in front of Facey's truck and stood there with his hands up in the air. Facey then reportedly stepped on the accelerator and struck Maldonado with the vehicle and then ran him over with the front and back tires. The wife reportedly told investigators that Facey did not touch the brakes. Clearly intentional. Now, Maldonado's wife was reportedly unsure as to how he knew her whereabouts, but the friend who accompanied him to the dog park told investigators that he was tracking the location of his wife's phone. I figured that's what it was. Facey in 2016 was accused of assaulting an inmate at MDC. He stopped working at the facility in 2021. Well, you know what? He better hope he doesn't get sent to that same facility, because I guarantee you they're going to have something for him. The hell? Okay, I don't know what happened. Did you all hear what I was saying? Could you all even hear me? I don't know what happened, honey. Did you all hear what I was saying, or do I need to repeat myself? G from the last said, "Is the mirror, did Queen just freeze?" Something happened because I got kicked off the screen. Okay, you all can see me now. So you all didn't hear the story? Okay, everybody said no. Okay, so let me go back to it, honey. This is all nefarious. So basically, this man who's a former prison guard, okay, he ended up killing his girlfriend's. Oh, you know what? I know what happened. I know what happened. When I put the guy's picture on the screen, I forgot to remove the background. Yeah, it all went black because I had the guy's picture. I forgot to make it transparent. Okay, so you all did hear the story. Some people are saying repeat. Okay, so let me just repeat it. So the prison guard, former prison guard, was messing around with this man's wife. Okay, so he met her at a dog park. Now she agreed to meet him there. She said she had not seen him since November, but she was going to meet him to end it. That's what she claims. So while she was there, her husband, unbeknownst to her, had tracked her cell phone and knew her location. So the husband and his friends rolled up on them. And so he opened the door to the car that they were both sitting in, to the guy's car, and said, "What the F is this?" So the wife gets out of the car and tells the guy to leave. Her husband steps in front of the car because he doesn't want him to leave. I guess he wants answers. And so the man just plows into him, hits the gas and accelerates, doesn't even bother to press the brakes, and then he leaves. Now the woman and the man's friend pick the body up and put him in the car to take him to the hospital, but he dies after he gets there. And this man was a prison guard formerly, so I'm just saying he better hope he doesn't get sent to the same prison that he once worked at, because in 2016, they say he was charged with assaulting one of the prisoners. This is all crazy. That's right. Breezy said affairs of the heart can be so dangerous. Light Brown Sugar Sister said an episode of Cheaters. Exactly. But see, here's the thing. You know, that's why it's never good to lie and cheat. It's just never good. You never know if you're going to get caught, and you usually do, and you never know what the other person's reaction is going to be. Some people just completely lose it. Some people completely lose it. This is all dangerous. That's right. It's not worth it. OG Patrice, you're absolutely right, beloved. But let me continue. All nefarious. All nefarious. Now listen to this. So an axe-wielding Proud Boy who was involved in the Capitol attack January the 6th of 2020, well, he's about to learn his fate. Kansas City member of the extremist group Proud Boys, who admitted to carrying a wooden axe handle while threatening police officers at the U.S. Capitol on January the 6th, has been sentenced to more than 4 years behind bars, although he has already received credit for more than half his sentence. Let me tell you all something. Do you all notice how they took it easy on these thugs? Do you all notice how they took it so easy on them? 4 years, really, with time served? I find it also interesting because why are they getting these mediocre sentences when they clearly are domestic terrorists? Okay, now you let that having a group of people who look like me that raided the Capitol with an axe handle. Let's not forget some of them had explosive devices in their vehicles and things. Let's not forget how they were spraying the officers with bear spray, hitting them with fire extinguishers. An officer lost his life. A woman lost her life. How come they're not all being charged with those murders? Did you all start to ask yourselves that? Because you do know that when you are committing a crime, a felony, and someone loses their life, that you're supposed to get charged with it. Do you not remember the young black guy who was like 16? He and his friends were committing burglary, and the police showed up and shot the friend and killed him, and they charged the other boy with it. 16 years old, he got 65 years. Why aren't these thugs who raided the Capitol, causing a whole insurrection, why aren't they getting sentences for the murders or the deaths of these people? And Officer Brian Sicknick, who lost his life, they said initially that he was hit in the head with a fire extinguisher. So I just want you all to pay attention to these types of things, because this is what they do. You see, these types of laws only apply to certain people. Please pay attention. But let me continue. So he got 4 years walking up in the Capitol with an axe handle and threatening police officers. And they didn't shoot him. I just want you to pay attention. Because if somebody was threatening me with an axe handle, I would absolutely be afraid for my life, no matter what color they were. Now, William Trestman, age 51, was ordered Friday to spend 55 months, around 4.5 years, behind bars for his role in the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. Federal prosecutors described Tressman as a second-degree member of the Proud Boys in the organization's Kansas City chapter and accused him of leading a charge of Donald Trump supporters that overwhelmed law enforcement and breached the building as Congress had begun to certify President Joe Biden's 2020 electoral win. After meeting with a group of the Proud Boy members at the Washington Monument on January the 6th, he began his march toward the Capitol, according to prosecutors. Now, according to the government, Tressman was ready to battle. They say he was ready to do battle. Okay, he was wearing a tactical style jacket or a tactical style vest, camo pants, brown gloves with knuckle guards. Please pay attention, it's all nefarious. And held an approximately 2-foot long wooden axe handle with the American flag wrapped around it. He purchased this axe handle the day before the riot and used the American flag as a way of disguising the fact that it was a weapon. As Tressman climbed the stairs toward the Capitol, he continued to incite other members of the group, shouting slogans like, "Whose house? Our house. Take your house." The government's, this is what the government sentencing memo says. Now, he apparently boasted about the group that he was with as being the ones in front and expressed appreciation to the people around him for helping the Proud Boys that day. I mean, this is all nefarious. Now, he also helped rioters overcome police barricades. And as the rioting on the West Front continued, the anger of the crowd intensified and a physical struggle broke out as rioters tried to shove the barricades against the outnumbered officers who were attempting to resist, according to the government's memos. Now, Tressman participated vigorously in that struggle, pushing against bike racks that have been lifted from the ground. Tressman heaves with his shoulders as he and the other rioters try to overpower the officers holding the line on the other side of the barricade. In another angle of this time period, Tressman can clearly be seen wearing a gas mask while threateningly pointing his axe handle at officers. Prosecutors say that when facing off against law enforcement officers who were using less lethal munitions to try to hold back the crowd, Tressman responded with a threat. Well, if he was responding with a threat, why were they using less lethal munitions? Okay, he responded with a threat saying, "Hey, if you shoot, I'll F and take your A out." This is what he said to the police, and he had an axe handle, and they didn't do anything. I just want y'all to pay attention. For the next time there's a traffic stop with a person who looks like me, and they say they fear for their lives. Yeah, he said, "Hey, if you shoot, I'll F and take your ace out," while pointing an axe handle at several of the officers. He also is alleged to have led the rioters to a call and response. Whose country is this? This is our country. Whose house is this? Our house. Do you want your house back? Yeah, then take it, he said. After Tressman made his way inside the building, the axe handle made another appearance, this time as a tool to block a barrier from dropping that could have stopped rioters from flooding into the building. Now, once inside the Capitol, he helped to stop a security barrier from closing, which allowed more rioters to move past the barrier and chase the retreating officers. Now, while officers confronted Tressman and other rioters inside the building, he prevented the arrest of yet another rioter. As he later had bragged, he took all of these actions with the intent of stopping Congress's certification of the Electoral College for the presidential election. This is all crazy. So these people acting like whole fools and idiots. I mean, they did all kinds of stuff, and this is what they got: 4.5 years. And don't forget, he's getting time served. Getting time served, all nefarious. Now, meanwhile, they said China cloned monkey species highlights limits of cloning. Now, this came out yesterday. So they're her cloning monkeys. I just want y'all to pay attention. Okay, he is now more than 3 years old and is doing well and growing strong, according to Falong Lu, one of the authors of a study published in the journal Nature Communications on Tuesday that describes how retro came to be. Retro is only the second species of primate that scientists have been able to clone successfully. The same team of researchers announced this in 2018 that they had made two identical cloned monkeys, which are still alive today. They said we have achieved the first live and healthy cloned Reeses Monkey, which is a big step forward that has turned impossible to possible, although the efficiency is very low compared to normal fertilized embryos, says Lou. So this is all crazy. They have cloned a monkey. Now, here are the implications of cloning the monkey. They say the researchers said that being able to successfully clone monkeys might help accelerate biomedical research, given that there are limitations on what scientists can learn from lab mice. Research on non-human primates, which are closer to humans, closer to some humans, please pay attention, okay, which are closer to humans, has been pivotal to life-saving medical advances, including the creation of venoms against stupid-19, according to a report by a panel of national academics of sciences. Now, they say the use of monkeys in scientific research is a continuous issue because of ethical concerns about animal welfare. Now, the team said it followed Chinese laws and guidelines governing the use of non-human primates in scientific research. Let me tell you all something. I want you all to pay attention because they said this is the Reeses Monkey. They said this is the Reeses Monkey. Now, some people carry that actual gene. So this is going to be beneficial to them. Okay, please pay attention. This is all crazy. This is all crazy. Now, listen to this. Supreme Court sides with trans student and bathroom case. Now, what do you all think about this? So an Indiana middle school that refused to allow a transgender boy to use the boys' bathroom was dealt another loss Tuesday when the U.S. Supreme Court refused to consider its appeal. The High Court denied certiorari on Tuesday in the case of the Metropolitan School District of Martinsville versus AC, thus leaving in place a ruling by the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Seventh Circuit Court that found that the student was likely to win his sex discrimination case under Title IX and the Equal Protection Clause of the U.S. Constitution. The Metropolitan Second School District of Martinsville refused to allow the student, known in court documents as AC, from using any boys' restrooms on the campus of John R. Wooden Middle School because AC has been designated female at birth. AC socially transitioned to live consistently with his male gender identity at age 9. Do y'all hear this? Are y'all listening? Can y'all please tell me what y'all think about this nefariousness? Now, this child was allowed to transition at age 9. They couldn't wait until the child was old enough to make a decision for themselves. 9 years old. Claudette says, how did we get here? This is what I'm still trying to figure out. A 9-year-old child goes on to say, after AC's principal refused his request to use the boys' bathrooms, AC and his parents sued and raised constitutional claims under both the Equal Protection Clause and Title IX of the Education Amendments of 1972. The family was represented in the case by the ACLU. Both the District Court and the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals sided with AC and found that denying him access to the restroom that aligns with his gender identity is likely a form of illegal sex discrimination under applicable law. The school district appealed to the Supreme Court, and on Tuesday, the justices officially denied the district's petition without comment. AC is now a high school student who attends a school that allows students to use restrooms consistent with their gender identity. In its ruling, the Seventh Circuit said its reasoning was based in part on the Supreme Court's 2021 ruling, Bostwick versus Clayton, in which the justices said sex discrimination encompasses discrimination based on sexual orientation and transgender status. Well, you all heard that. Mr. Mystical Black Realm said, try this in another country. That's what I say, beloved. Absolutely. I absolutely agree. Yeah, try it in another country. It's all crazy. It is all crazy. Hold on.
Oh, crazy, honey. The end of the day. But let me continue. Now, I want you all to listen to this Karen. Because Karen has a problem with the names of people who look like me. I don't even know why she's concerned. But just pay attention because somebody else is going to school her. Somebody who, in fact, looks like her. Please pay attention.
Like, black people are notorious for naming their children 25-letter names that they're never going to get even pronounced right, let alone spelled right. Like, why would you do that?
Over there. Do you know why they actually do that?
Yeah.
The reason for that
What
is
is
because during slavery, their identities were taken away. So they had to have unique names in order to identify their offspring when they were sold from different plantations. So that came down generationally as generational trauma.
Okay, well, how about now? Isn't that sort of trauma for that poor kid that's never going to have his name spelled right?
Only to your standards.
Like, what is... If I were that child, I wouldn't want my name misspelled all the way through or mispronounced by people.
That's because people can't take the time to pronounce it correctly.
Whatever.
You can say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, but you can't say Jaquan. Are you kidding me?
Okay, whatever the result is, the poor child does not have his name pronounced correctly or spelled correctly.
Because people do not take the time. You can take the extra 2 seconds to do it, but instead you're sitting here making fun of a whole culture of people for things that they didn't have a choice on.
Do you have a name that gets misspelled a lot?
I sure don't. Well, because my mom whitewashed my name.
So that's racist.
You know what's interesting to me? I'm going to tell you what's interesting about that to me. First of all, right, this I am saying, why does Karen care? That's a very good question. I'm going to tell you why Karen, in fact, cares, beloved. Right, Political Wind says, she says, poor child, deflecting. Absolutely. But here's the thing. First of all, yes, why does she care? Well, that's because she's just a whole hater. You see, it bothers people like Karen. It bothers them that we don't conform and we may have names that are hard to pronounce. Like Ahmadiyyah, hard to spell. But at the end of the day, it's not that the names are hard to pronounce or spell that necessarily bothers them. It just bothers them that we don't always have the names that they prefer. Remember how in Roots, they changed Kunta Kinte's name to Toby? That's how Karens of today still want us to do. They want us to have names like they have. See, not names that they consider to be ghetto or urban. But at the end of the day, it makes sense to have difficult names because when the slaves were brought here, they had difficult names. Their names were not Sally, Sue, Bob, Jen, Jenny, Heather, Sue. Those weren't their names. So just pay attention. Even though some of us don't even know if we actually came from Africa, some of us don't even know what part of Africa we came from. I know I'm from Turtle Island, but I'm just saying some of us don't know. And so with that all being said, even though you don't know what tribe you came from or whatnot, some of our people still will name their children names that are not usual, okay? That's because the spirit of their ancestors is still there. I just want you all to pay attention. And Karen knows that. That's the only reason she's mad. Because like that woman said, you mean to tell me you can say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? That word has 31 letters in it. But you could pronounce that. You could spell that. And why is she worried about the spelling of our names anyway, or how they sound, or whether or not she can pronounce them? Like, girl, sit down somewhere. Just hating from the sidelines. All right? That's all that is. And please pay attention. What about people who come from the Middle East? What about people from Afghanistan, Iraq? What about those type of people? People from Syria. Those people have names that are difficult to pronounce too and hard to spell. Is she complain about that? No. So that's how you know it's something deeper rooted than the fact that she's claiming she can't pronounce it or spell it. It's more than that, okay? At the end of the day. And another thing is, you know, they try to force us to name our children by regular names because they will discriminate against you if you have a name which they deem as being ghetto. Do you all remember a few years ago, there was a woman, in fact, there was two women who sued this company because they said they weren't hired because of their names being ghetto. Now, someone from the company sent them an email telling them this. I happen to think it was a disgruntled employee, someone who was possibly fired or about to quit, because why else would they send them an email? Literally confessing that this is why you didn't get hired, because we looked at your resume and you had this ghetto name. So they sued and won. Okay, I mean, I have a cousin who named her son a name that usually would be another racist name, just so he wouldn't be, passed over if he's sending a resume and things like that. His name is Chandler. My cousin named her son Chandler. Okay, so that's what I'm not going to do. That's what I'm not going to do ever at the end of the day. And so anyway. Right, Wayne World said Chadwick. Okay. No, I said Chandler. His name is Chandler, beloved. Now, hold on. Let me get this comment up here on the screen. Somebody said, and it's the same ones that are considered ghetto that bring life to the company. 9 times out of 10, absolutely. Queen Sam says she's named after a Greek goddess. All righty then, honey. All right. Anyway, with that all being said, let me just show you all Kevin Hart. Now, this is Kevin Hart doing stand-up, but I want you all to pay attention to the joke that he's telling. Hey, True Royal, shout out to you, beloved. I want you all to pay attention to the joke that Kevin is telling, because on the last video, and for those of you who missed it, make sure you go back and check out the first morning wake-up call. But remember I told you all when they fed them the pizza in the bag at the Critics' Choice Awards? And I told you all, you know what they say about pizza. And some of y'all said in the chat, well, Kevin's talking about pizza in his joke, but is he telling on himself? Is he dry snitching? Is he throwing subliminals? I just have questions. Please pay attention. And apparently so does the guy who did this TikTok.
Watch Kevin Hart do jokes and talk about satanic rituals. Watch the video to the end and listen to what he's saying.
At the end of the dinner party, Seinfeld came walking out. He was like, nobody go anywhere. You guys are in for a treat. Tonight, we're going to have some brick oven pizza. Everybody went crazy in the party. What? Oh my God, brick oven pizza. What? One lady was like, how many cheeses, Jerry? Jerry was like, 7 different cheeses, 7 different cheeses. People went crazy. By the way, all these people were white. These are all fucking white people. They start chanting, bop, 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 bop. What the fuck is bop, man? Bop, bop, bop. What the fuck is bop? White woman leaned over the table. She was like, it's short for brick oven pizza. I was like, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, okay, I get it. Seinfeld had some Italian men walk out. They had pizza-like garb on. They start passing out the pizza saying Italian shit. I don't know Italian. It just dawned on me, actually, as I told that joke. What I'm doing is racist right now. I apologize. People were eating the fucking pizza, going crazy. Oh my God, I taste the cheeses, Jerry. I taste the cheeses. They brought me my piece of pizza. I took a bite. I couldn't fucking believe it. Best pizza I've ever had in my life. Best fucking pizza I've ever had. Had some type of lettuce on it. I've never tasted this shit. Took my white baby's got some type of lettuce on it. Took my white baby's got some type of lettuce on it. Wait till you taste the lettuce. This white woman, she leaned over again. She was like, it's arugula. I said, what? It's arugula. Oh, shit. I took another bite. I got caught up. Bop, bop, bop. Bop. What an amazing night. It's a fucking amazing night, start to finish, man.
Now, did you all hear that? Why was he talking about white babies when he's talking about eating that pizza? Did y'all notice he said that? They said something about white babies. He said something about white babies, but not only that, was he talking about pizza that you literally eat or something else? And the reason I have questions is because, first of all, he said white babies, but also he said this happened at the end of the dinner party. Well, if it's at the end of a dinner party, that means you've already eaten. Who would serve pizza at the end of a dinner party? I could see if you served it during the dinner party. But he literally said they served it at the end. That means y'all already ate. And who puts lettuce on pizza? Also, when he talked about the cheese, he said it was arugula. I find that interesting because on Baphomet's arm, it says coagula. I find it interesting. I just want you all to pay attention. I just want you all to pay attention. Terry Hint said spirit cooking maybe. Well, you never know. Sounds nefarious. Okay, I don't think he was eating pizza like we be eating pizza. That's what I don't think. Okay? The letters on the pizza was arugula. Yeah, arugula. That's a type of lettuce. Yeah, something like it's like a leafy green thing. Yeah. But anyway, also nefarious. I just want you all to pay attention. Okay. So anyway, I'm about to be out of here. But before I go, let me show you all this.
You ever been swallowed up? Swallowed up?
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
Why is Chris Brown clowning that man? Why is he doing it? Why is he clowning that man? Now, I want you all to see this storm. I'm going to show you all this video of a storm someone posted on TikTok. It looks like a tornado of fire. And I said, this cannot be real. This absolutely cannot be real. But then I looked it up, and these things actually happen. But this one, it can't be real. Pay attention. Crazy. I mean, it looks nefarious, and I just can't picture that's being real because who is filming it? I would be so far away if I saw some mess like that. But I did look it up, and they do have these fire tornadoes, is what I think they call it. It's all crazy. And they said one of them accidentally started when a man was driving down the road and he got a flat tire and he accidentally hit something and it started a wildfire. And so once it started a wildfire, some kind of way, it ended up turning into like a whole firestorm or something. It was all crazy. All crazy. Oh, and Reggie asked who that was. That was Chris Brown. That was Chris Brown mocking him, honey. Okay. Somebody asked where that was. I don't know where it was. Somebody posted that on TikTok and just said United States. I don't know. But I know it's nefarious. Right, fire devils. Thank you, Reggie. Reggie said they're called fire devils. That is what it's called. Yeah, because I looked it up and I saw a few of them. Now, none of them that I looked up looked that bad. That's why I'm like, that can't be serious. Okay, that can't be real. That crazy speech air said United fakes. Okay. Yeah, that kid. Who would be standing there? First of all, that fire was too intense. And then who would be standing there filming? because somebody clearly was filming. Okay. So anyway, with that all being said, likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance, beloveds. I'm about to be out of here. Okay, everyone, enjoy the rest of this lovely day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Also, for those of you who follow the spiritual channel, I'm going to be on the spiritual channel at about 1:30. Okay, at about between 1:30 and 2. I'm going to post the link on Twitter, my community tab, and the moderators will be sharing it. So please pay attention and look for your links. For those of you whose emails I have, I will send it to you via email. All right. So with that all been said, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Nobody knows why liars lie. Winners are not allowed to allow losers to rewrite history. It's God's side and the other side. Country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good in the bouquet, bitch, and look like Mr. Potato Head.
I didn't want to be a movie star.
No, you couldn't be a movie star. Ricky Smiley can't act, cause Ricky Smiley can't act. Why is he in a dress again? He didn't be wanting to Barbie, and you gotta